The invention that's pulled more money out of humanity than any other wasn't a machine, a weapon, or an oil well. It was a piece of cardboard the size of your hand. And it all started because a man forgot his wallet, or at least that's what they told you. The truth is more interesting, and it ends up explaining why your own card hides a little 60-year-old trap that's probably costing you money right now. But to understand it, we have to go back to 1949. If you wanted something, you carried cash. A lot of cash. Sure, cards existed, but every store had its own. One for the clothing shop, one for the gas station, one for the grocer. They were metal, they worked in exactly one place, and if you wanted to buy something big, you had to walk into a bank, in person, ask for a loan, and fill out forms. Money moved slow, and it moved heavy. And then, as the legend goes, came a dinner. A businessman named Frank McNamara is having dinner at a Manhattan restaurant. The check arrives, and he realizes he's left his wallet at home. Humiliated, he swears it'll never happen again. And out of that embarrassment, an idea is born, a single card that works everywhere, so you never have to depend on cash again. Beautiful story. Problem is, it's a lie. Years later, the company's own publicity man admitted the forgotten wallet tale was made up. The real story is less romantic. McNamara and his partner, Ralph Schneider, simply spotted a business. In February 1950, they founded Diners Club around one simple idea. The customer carries a cardboard card. They eat at member restaurants without paying a cent on the spot. And at the end of the month, Diners Club sends them one single bill for all of it. The restaurant got its money, minus a fee. Diners Club kept that fee. It started with a handful of restaurants and a couple hundred members. Within months, there were tens of thousands. The first universal payment card in history had been born. But pay attention to this detail, because it's the key to everything. With Diners Club, at the end of the month, you had to pay it all. The full balance. There was no pay a little now, the rest later. It was a charge card, not a credit card. And that, even though it doesn't look like it, forced a brutal discipline on you. You only spent what you could actually pay off in 30 days. That, right there, is the healthiest way to use a card today. The thing is, 8 years later, someone realized that inside all that discipline, they were leaving a gold mine sitting on the table. September 18th, 1958, Fresno, California. A town Bank of America chose precisely because it was so unimportant that if the experiment blew up, nobody would notice. That day, 60,000 people opened their mailboxes and found something they never asked for, a plastic card, already active, with a credit line of $300 to $500. They called it Bank AmeriCard. History remembers it as the Fresno Drop. And here's the innovation that changed everything. The difference from Diners Club wasn't the plastic. It was a single sentence buried in the fine print. You are not required to pay it all at the end of the month. You can pay a part, a minimum payment, and let the rest roll over to next month with interest. They called it revolving credit, and it sounds like a favor they're doing you. Pay it off at your own pace. But look at the business from the other side of the counter. Every dollar the customer doesn't pay this month becomes a dollar earning interest for the bank next month. For the first time, the bank wasn't just collecting a fee. It was collecting a river of interest that never stopped, as long as you kept owing. But don't think they got it right the first time. Just the opposite, it was a disaster. They'd mailed live, active cards to 60,000 people and checked almost none of them. Thieves started lifting the envelopes straight out of mailboxes. People who never asked for the card maxed it out and vanished. 1 in 5 accounts didn't pay, when the bank had expected one in 25. Losses ran into the millions, investigations followed, and the press tore them to pieces. Anyone else would have buried the whole thing, but the bank's executives saw something nobody else did. The people who did pay, paid interest, and that interest at that scale was a fortune. So they didn't quit. They tightened the controls, fixed the system, and within a few years, Bank AmeriCard went from public scandal to a money printing machine. And then the war started. Other California banks saw the gold and panicked about being shut out. That rival network is the one you know today as MasterCard. BankAmericard, for its part, spread across the country and around the world, until, in 1976, it took on a more universal name, Visa. The experiment that nearly went broke in a town nobody cared about ended up conquering the planet, and it left something else behind. Mailing out cards nobody asked for got so out of control they went to wrong names, to children, even to pets, that in 1970 the US government had to ban it by law. But the damage was already done. Revolving credit had become a normal part of life, and with it came the trillions of dollars in card debt sitting on the planet today. And now, the part that actually affects you. Or open your banking app and find that line that says minimum payment. That friendly little number that you can just pay this much is the exact same invention from 1958. It's not there to help you. It's there because when you pay the minimum, the rest of your debt just sits there, generating interest for the bank month after month. Let me put it in numbers. Say you owe $1,000 on your card at a typical rate of around 24% a year, and you decide to pay only the minimum each month. How long until you're out of that debt? More than 6 years. And along the way, you'll have paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars in pure interest, almost as much as you spent in the first place. $1,000 in purchases turns into nearly $2,000 paid. The card never charged you for buying. It charged you for not finishing paying. That's the whole trap, and it's more than 60 years old. That's the whole trap. There's a way out, and it's an old one. Use a credit card as if it were a charge card, meaning pay the full balance every month. Always, no exceptions. Do that, and you never touch a single cent of interest. And here's where something almost magical happens. The whole design flips in your favor. Because once you pay in full every month, rewards cards start paying you. Every purchase you were going to make anyway, groceries, gas, your bills, hands you back cash or points or airline miles. The people who get this aren't afraid of their card. They treat it as a tool and let the bank pay them for spending money they were going to spend regardless. The difference between the person who falls into the 1958 trap and the person who works the 1950 trick isn't luck. It's knowing this. If you're going to use a card anyway, use it like the people who come out ahead. A piece of cardboard, born from a marketing lie, ended up redesigned to keep the whole world in debt. But now you know the entire trick. Pay in full, dodge the minimum, and let the tool work for you. And if you think the minimum payment was clever, wait till you see the fee a bank invented out of thin air, one you're probably paying without even noticing. That's the story in the next episode. Subscribe so you don't miss it.